Humane street life is created with free open-source software and resources. Video gathered is filmed with a smartphone and shared in collaboration. The people interviewed are the actual homeless on the streets of Wenatchee, Washington. This effort is possible through volunteers. This is Wenatchee, Washington, the apple capital of America. It has the population of about 32,000 people. In 2020 there was a recorded 400+ homeless people living in the streets of Wenatchee. Most seek out the generosity of church organizations and groups for help. The homeless have it better in Wenatchee than in some of the major cities, but they still face the same issues. Today Jimmy Harms finds a homeless man waiting for his bus. He takes a moment to hear his story.
Started like 2012. I got hurt on the job. I fell into depression because I wasn't able to perform for my family the way I was supposed to. So I got hurt on the job and it finally disabled me 100%. And then I was more depressed, so I started using methamphetamines to cover up the way it felt. I don't love it. I don't like getting high at all. I hate it. But I can't cope with life because the things that happened to me along the way. My marriage went to shit after 30 years, and that was the biggest one that turned my world upside down. I tell everybody there's one thing I'm missing in life, and that's the feeling of love. And God gave each and every one of us a piece of that. And it's taken for granted. And it's something I want so bad. I just want to meet somebody. I have diabetes really bad. I got a whole lot of time left. But I'm a good man. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in help to everybody. Not just one, but all. I'm missing. I don't have to live this way. I don't want to live this way. But I don't believe in going and getting a place to live and sharing it with just me. But I've already tried it and it didn't work. I have an income. I get it every month. I get it for the rest of my life. It's a pretty good amount. More than enough to take care of somebody else and maybe a child. I just want to fall in love again. It's my calling. I want it so bad. I pray to God that I wait and that I can fall in love again before I pass. Time's ticking. I'm going to end up losing a leg, the doctor told me. The doctor also told me that methamphetamine is the only thing keeping me alive. I told him, why'd you tell me that? The only thing keeping me alive is God and His will for me to carry on the way I do for people. Because I'll go without and make sure somebody else has. That's just me. I have to do it. I don't know why, but I have to. I've been on life support 2 different times. The last time I was in darkness, I was at peace. But my mom left me on it, and I came back. I lost my mom this last summer, and it's really took a toll on me. I roamed in the streets all day and all night sometimes, for days at a time. Nowhere to go. People think we have it easy being homeless. It's not easy. Every day's a challenge. And if you think it's easy, come out, find me, hang out with me for a week or 2 in the winter time, not in the summer, in the winter months. And you tell me how easy it is. You think it's easy then? And I'll shake your hand.
Judy is clearly a heartbroken man who pines for the earlier years of his life. After a 2012 work injury left him depressed as a proud man, unable to be the breadwinner for his family, he turned to drugs to mask his real feelings. Once having the warmth of love in his life, Judy feels desperate to have it back, but understands that time is running low for him to be able to regain former glory. Rather than returning to an empty house, he chooses life on the streets. It only takes a quick Google search to discover the large amount of support there is for the misfortunate in Wenatchee. The map is peppered with pin marks of registered locations. At the top of the list is the Grace House and the Gospel House. These 2 locations are part of an effort of Lighthouse Christian Ministries. Lighthouse Christian Ministries, LCM, is a Christ-centered ministry dedicated to reaching people with the gospel of Jesus Christ through spiritual means of prayer, Bible study, and church services. LCM will also help the poor and needy through physical means that includes, but is not limited to, operating a soup kitchen, food distribution, emergency and transitional shelter, a preschool program, mentoring, education, and financial services. The Gospel House provides emergency housing for families and individuals who find themselves in an urgent need for housing. Families are able to be housed together under one roof in this ministry as they have the ability to house men, women and children of all ages. There are beds for 32 men and 32 women and 20 teens. Lighthouse is still a key charity force in Wenatchee, Washington. On a later date, Jimmy finds a young man to ask him about his homelessness.
Today we have another interview with a young man here in Washington, another great America story, to tell his reasoning and why he is a homeless man here in America.
Family, I just got had my daughter was just born, and I was there for the whole birth, cut her umbilical cord, and that was my very best day of my life. And the second very best day of my life was when I found out that I was going to be a dad. Well, I was clean, sober, and her mom and I were struggling with drug addiction, you know. We were sobered up. Then one night she decided to steal my wallet, get me assaulted. Well, she didn't get me assaulted, but she assaulted me when I went there to the house the day next to get my daughter out of the house because her mom was using drugs in the house, you know. And I wasn't hating the fact that her mom was using drugs, just the fact that she had my daughter in the house. I tried taking my daughter out peacefully and, you know, have her in my arms when it happened. And her mom slammed me up against the wall. I told her, hey, I'm not doing this. I'm not fighting with you. Here, take her daughter. And I gave her back to her mom peacefully. And, you know, I walked. I went outside. Then I called the cops, and they arrested me for assault. I mean, I had bruise marks on my arm. There was a supposed car full of witnesses that said they saw me assaulting her, but the car full of witnesses didn't show up until like 5-10 minutes after the cops were there. I mean, like, how's that a reliable source of information? But anyways, yeah, I'm going to cut this short. I got my house was lost, my job was lost, and my daughter, I lost the custody of my daughter. And ever since then, for the last 7 years of my life, it's been just back and forth, living through hell.
So basically you've been on living the street 7 years from what has happened as a broken-hearted man?
Yeah,
and
basically just, I mean, I almost lose my will to live because my daughter was my whole life, my whole everything. My mom was just as much to me, and I mean, it was hard for me at first to accept what was going on, but I mean, I accepted finally that I gotta keep on going strong for my daughter and her mom. I don't know where they're at, but as far as I understand, she's with the foster family with her little brother Gabrielle. But I mean, I keep hearing they're fighting. I keep hearing my daughter and her brother fighting. And then every once in a while I hear Gabrielle yelling, "There's blood everywhere! Her blood is everywhere!" And it starts really freaking me out inside in my head. It's like they put like a radio inside my head or something like that. To a two-way radio that corresponds to spy on me. But I mean, yeah, that sounds crazy. And that's what it seems like sometimes to me. It seems like they're spying on me through that. I don't know what's going on. But I mean, I know I hear a lot of other people at a lot of different times saying all sorts of different weird stuff. I mean, like, you know, I'm talking right now to you, but I hear it inside my head though, and then all of a sudden I'll find out that really happened or something like that, or something similar to it. But in this case, I think that somebody was tricking me because they were smart enough to understand how to get away with it. Like, just to purposely make me go doing a runaround in a maze so they can sit back and watch them that. That's what it feels like to me sometimes.
Do you feel that having spiritual connection with God or Jesus Christ is an element that holds you together?
Well, I believe in God, yeah, all the way. And I mean, that's what keeps me through it all. That's what keeps me alive and keeps me strong mentally. And my spirit, I mean, I know the spirit's real. My spirit, I've been on the spirit side quite a few different times, like out-of-body experiences. But I've been trying to stay away from all that stuff, trying to stay on inside, you know, because I'm comfortable with my body, you
know, and that's what this is my vessel, just like it says in the Bible. This is my vessel, and you know, I mean, it's not like there's other spirits that are leeching on me and making so I can't successfully live. But it seems sometimes like some of them are sucking on me, like they're just using me as a victim or something to keep on getting money off of me and profiting and stuff. I mean, it's driving me nuts. But yet, I mean, I keep it in God's hands because that's where it's at.
Amen.
That's what keeps me alive and keeps me strong.
Amen. I asked you the question I asked everybody before I exit today, and I do thank you for this. And as always, I thank everybody for being part of this documentary. But I truly believe that if everybody in the world knew that they were a lot more awesome than they know they really are, I believe we would live in a better world.
For Chris, the loss of his job, house, and family was the turning point in his life. Unfortunately, the prior drug use proved too much for his family to overcome. Chris demonstrates his fragile mental state. He is haunted by voices and dreadful visions. If he was able to be diagnosed and treated, there might be a promising future and recovery. The intelligence is there, but he shows high levels of paranoia, so trust is a factor. How important is religion in Wenatchee, Washington? Another quick Google search would illustrate the saturation of churches in the area. The churches range from your common places of worship to full-blown rock concert productions. It is a product for consumption. The better the product, the higher the consumption. The area of Wenatchee has deep-rooted belief into hard work, religion, and having a big heart. It is common for the community to give into church causes. Also, the local government secure money to aid with the cause. Grants to fight homelessness were awarded to SAGE, YWCA, Community Action Council, and many more. It is a common practice to require that people attend religious gatherings to receive the benefits of these homeless programs. Entrance into these programs come with screening as well. It is much like one would imagine a bouncer in front of a dance club. It is pretty much up to the gatekeeper to make a judgment of granting access. Some places require an interview and application, and some are a show up and see operation. It is already a known fact that homeless will be turned away if they are suspected to be an addict. If a person does qualify, lodging may also come with a fee for a night stay and monthly rent for longer-term housing. Next episode of Humane Street Life, Jimmy meets the younger homeless population.